You are listening to Confessions of a Counselor podcast with Janice, mental health in bite-sized chunks. Hi everyone, and welcome back to Confessions of a Counselor. I'm your host, Janice, and in today's episode, I thought we would talk about changing our thoughts. So in previous episodes, we've talked about changing our behavior, so both the walk back process and the stages of change, and how that impacts the way that we change our behavior and the way that we show up. So in today's episode, I thought we would talk about the ways in which we can challenge our thoughts and start to change them within the therapeutic process. Okay, let's jump right in. So as a refresher, we're going to remember how when we're changing our behavior, we're going to go through stages of kind of being unaware all the way into kind of this subconscious awareness that we've already changed the behavior. So going through this process of being unaware, moving into awareness, active change, and then kind of it becoming this natural process for us. And while we're doing that, we're kind of starting in whenever we get awareness of it and walking our way back into the moment that we want to create change, and doing that through skills and tools. So the same thing is kind of true in some ways about our thoughts, but oftentimes thoughts are so much stickier in their way that we can change them because we're so attached to them, right? So there's kind of this underlying belief in society that if I think something, it must be true, right? Or if someone else thinks the same thing as me, then it's definitely true. And so we kind of navigate through the world in, we call this in psychology, confirmation bias, right? So if I can confirm what I already believe, then it must be true. And that's not necessarily true. So one of the things that I do in the therapeutic process is start to challenge someone's thoughts if it's impeding them to start to change or do something different, right? And this challenging is not to say that the thought is wrong or that the belief is wrong, but if I challenge it, can it open up a new perspective? Can it give an opportunity to change something that's previously kept me stuck in this unwanted behavior or preventing me from working towards my goal? So never in therapy when I'm challenging a thought am I saying you are wrong, but can we see it from a different perspective? Is there some gray area here? So I think when it comes to changing our behavior, sometimes we can do that on our own, right? We can notice that we want to change a behavior. We can kind of muddle our way through the process and create that change. Oftentimes with thoughts, we kind of need someone to point out the stickiness or the incompatibility that thought has for us before we can start to do that challenge. So it's very rare that we kind of notice that a thought is kind of keeping us stuck on our own. And that's, again, just the way that our brain is set up in order to kind of keep us connected and in the know and not challenging everything. So I think the biggest thing with creating change in our thoughts is to remember confirmation bias, right? To remember that our natural kind of inclination is to confirm what I already believe. And can I have a little bit more of discretion when it comes to my thoughts? Can I challenge myself a little bit more than I normally would? And then also bringing that challenge into the therapeutic process. Okay, I hope you found that helpful. Until next time, take care. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. Confessions of a Counselor podcast is available anywhere you like to listen to your podcasts, both on Apple and Android. New episodes are released every Friday. If you enjoyed today's episode, please feel free to join the conversation, leave a review, or subscribe to the podcast hosted on Spotify. You can find all these details on janicelyons.com. Until next time, take care.